Hello everyone, Silver here. Welcome to the next part in my Fred introduction series. In this video we will have a look at the command briefing editor and the briefing editor. Since both deal with briefing situations and both are not that big, I decided to combine both into one video, so I don't have to make a separate video for each of them. Let's start with the command briefing. A command briefing in the context of FreeSpace is a briefing by a high-ranking officer, an admiral or any other flag officer, giving an overview over the current state of the conflict, war or whatever is happening in the universe. In the original FreeSpace 2 campaign, such a briefing occurred every 3 missions or so it can be considered that such a briefing in terms of the story is every few days or once a week, something like that. The editor, as you can see, is quite straightforward. The command briefing consists of several stages or pages, you could say. So once you add one, you can give the briefing text, you can give an animation file name and a wave file name. So the animation file is the animation that is shown to illustrate what the text is telling you, and the wave file name, which can also be an OGG file, wave file name is the legacy name, is the sound file that gives the voiceover for the command briefing. Common contents for command briefings are, as I said, state of the conflict, the development of new technologies like ships or weapons, or anything story related. In the briefing text, special markups can be used to color the text. For example, $R makes the following word red, $B makes the following word blue, $G makes the following word green, and so on. A full list of those markups can be found in the briefing article on the FreeSpace wiki, link in the description. Okay, so much for the command briefing. As you can see, not too complicated. Let's move on to the regular briefing. While command briefings only occur every few missions, the briefing is of course needed for every mission to tell the player what they have to do in this mission. The editor is a little bit more complex as there are some more options here. The briefing as well consists of stages or pages. You can create new stages, and as you can see in the background, the view of the main map is in a smaller window now, so you can still see it because you have to select the camera perspective for this stage. The stage uses the camera onto the map to display a kind of simplified version of what's happening in the map. So once you have selected the correct viewpoint, you can save that view and then use the models inside your map to create icons. That's in the lower right corner. You can select one object inside your map, click the make icon, and then an icon will appear that shows this very object. You can label that icon, you can change the icon image, which is in some situations easier than to select the right object in the map. You can switch the ship type, which is displayed when you click onto that icon in the briefing screen. And you can select the team, which means is it hostile, is it friendly. That changes the color of the icon. There are also options to draw lines between marked objects, to flip icons, which means to turn it around horizontally. With the change locally flag, you can change the item for just one stage, because otherwise the change to this icon will affect all other stages in which this item is visible. By default, when an icon is created, it is only visible for that stage, but with a propagate button you can make it visible in other stages as well. The highlight checkbox will add a ping or a special highlighting effect to the icon in the briefing screen where the highlight is selected. That flag only applies to the current stage. As you can see, briefing screens have a usage formula, which means that you can use, for example, variables or event sexps to decide whether you show specific stages of a briefing or if you don't show them. That's of course only available in campaigns where the outcome of a previous mission can have influence on the current mission. I will talk about that in a later video when I talk about campaigns and cross-mission features like variables or other forms. Of course, there's the briefing text, which also uses the markup options from the command briefing, the voice wave file or OGG file once again, to have voiceover for the briefing, and you can select music here. It is the same as for the mission specs editor. You can select a default music as a fallback, and the if music pack is present music, which is the primary music to be used if the music pack is in fact available. Last but not least, there are checkboxes to cut to the next stage or to the previous stage. Usually there will be a transition between stages, so the camera will gradually move to the new viewpoint in the next stage. But if you set those cut flags, then a short static will appear and a hard cut to the next stage will be used. And that's it for the briefing editor. So those two allow you to tell your story and to introduce your player to your mission, to tell them what is needed. And in the next video we will have a look at the other end of a mission, at the debriefing, where you react on the outcome of your mission. So please stay tuned for this video. Thank you for watching, see you in this next video if you like to. Until then, take care and goodbye.